Hello everyone and welcome back to Desktop Dungeons. Okay, we're doing something a bit different today. Taking a quick break from the low unlock playthrough because I wanted to share something. It's a weird little strategy that I came up with. It's just a lot of fun, and I've already shared it on the forums, but I've wanted to make a video of it. One of the forum members, Tinker, called it the Interior Decorator, and I love it. I think that's a perfect name, so I'm stealing that. And the reason it's weird and unusual and why I find it so fun is because at first glance it sounds like it just shouldn't work. It doesn't make sense because you're preparing to tighten guitar, which for those of you who don't know, this has the slight side effect of destroying every single wall in the dungeon as you enter it. So no walls literally. So you're preparing that, and you're relying on knockback damage. And so obviously that raises the question, why rely on knockback damage when you've destroyed all the walls, since that's a big source of knockback damage. You know, obviously you can like knock monsters into each other and all, but the idea is that you're also preparing the Earthmother, who gives you a free Imawall glyph. And this is also a fairly little known fact, although it's actually part of the glyph's description if I'm not mistaken. Imawall, you can cast it on an empty tile and create a wall. You don't need to just petrify monsters with it. So now that I've said that, I'm sure that the strategy is starting to take shape. We're an Orc Transmuter because the Orc Transmuter synergizes very well with the Titan Guitar with the Earthmother and knockback. The idea is Titan Guitar explodes the walls, so we use Let Me See to scout out the entire dungeon. And that means that everything that we see, like the altars, the glyphs, the boss, etc., we can reach from the start. So this gives us also free access to the secret sub-dungeon. And we get a glyph, Imawall, that we can cast on any tile we want, repeatedly. And because Imawall, when you cast it on a tile instead of on a monster or a plant, it costs only 3 instead of 5, which is to say actually it costs 5 but then refunds 2. You can spam this glyph to really quickly build up your inner focus trait. So you start off with a glyph that you can spam cast and very easily build conversion points with, which means more spirit swords. And spirit swords are a base damage boost, which means that it's multiplied by knockback. And as a transmuter, we're going to get a lot of conversions, which means that as an orc, we're going to get extra base damage. Even more than usual, so a ton of base damage plus the strength potions that we're getting, all boosted by the Bear Mace, means a lot of power, and we can use the Earthmother's early boons to give us what we need to overcome the early levels when we're weaker, and entanglement for that free first strike and all. So yeah, it kind of combines all of these elements and puts them together in a way that's actually very reliable to use, and that's why I like the strategy so much. And to show off its power, we're going to be going in the Den of Danger, but with the Vicious token, because although I don't play with the Vicious token very often, this is a strategy that accommodates itself very well of it. It's very powerful. And so we've already established that we're preparing these things, so we'll just get a fairly standard prep loadout. Compression seal, because I always like some more inventory space, although a translocation seal or a transmutation seal would also be quite valuable. The extra attack boosters, because as an Orc Transmuter there's really nothing better. There's no point in getting Flame Magnet, because if we want Fireball, then Let Me See is going to tell us where it is from the start. Apothecary, because the Earthmother's plants have a tendency of covering shops, and if we need a potion and one of the potion shops is covered, then we'll have a few extras. You know, it could be anything, but I like Apothecary. Just in general, it's a very strong prep. And Black Market, because we're going to want to buy stuff from the shops a lot. And typical high-level potion loadout, including the Burn Salve, because if at some point we decide we want to convert from the Earthmother, then we can convert and immediately desecrate her altar and cure the corrosion we get with the Burn Salve. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Now let's go in dungeon and see how it plays. So let's scout out. Oh, this is Jormungandr is our boss. That's an easy boss. Really no problem here. That's what kind of glyphs do we have? We have Pissorf, fantastic, because that lets us use our base damage. Warning though, if you have a Spirit Sword and you use Pissorf, it consumes it, because obviously it's a one-time strength base damage boost. It's not going to let you Pissorf forever at like 30 base damage at level 1. That would be ridiculous. So don't use it if you have your Spirit Sword, unless that's exactly what you want to do. And this wall is also very nice, because that'll let us petrify plants and then clear out and then clear them off if they end up appearing on stuff on shops or glyphs that we wanted to use. We have Jehora and Tiki Tuki here. Jehora won't be really interesting at all for us, but Tiki is very nice because we can convert into him later. Grab a bunch of his boons like the reflex pots, which is very nice for us, and then convert back in. And one good thing about this strategy, is there any other stuff we want to... oh yes, the secret sub-dungeon and the regular sub-dungeon. Check those out immediately, because it could be Glenrick, and that should be all you need to hear to be convinced. So... yes. Pissorf and Endiswell are very nice glyphs here. We get an Imo wall here that we'll be able to convert without any problems for a Spirit Sword. Soul Orb is nice because it's a lot of conversion points. Let's worship the Earthmother. Grab her Endiswell. Her Imo wall, sorry. Check what this shop is. Badge of Honor, that's very nice. 10% damage is always good, and that death protection is also very nice for a Vicious Dungeon especially. Oh, that's that sub-dungeon that has a level 5 blocking the way for an extra booster. So our secret dungeon is over here. We're going to want to check that right away. We have a level 3 Gorgon, so we might want to start getting some Vine Form. Petrify this plant for some Earthmother Piety. Level 2 Goblin could also be a good target, but I'm a level 3 at level 1 is fantastic, and Earthmother and this strategy gives us just enough power that that's actually quite viable. I'm setting up walls to just build my conversion points down there. Do be careful. I mean, I tend to do a lot of mistakes when I play this strategy, just because plants and walls cover up a lot of space in a difficult to control manner. It's always, you can never know where the plants are going to pop up. Be careful that you don't wall yourself off. Like I'm not being careful enough for these walls here. I could easily wall myself here, but thankfully I have Indus wall, so that's not nearly as much a problem as it can normally be. Attack booster is always nice. Yeah, playing this strategy with Indus wall is quite different than playing it without. You get a whole lot more breathing room with Indus wall. And it's Glenrick, okay. You know what? Glenrick feels kind of like cheating, so I'm going to ignore him. But normally, if you're playing this, there's... I probably don't need to explain why you really want to go and kill Glenrick right away. It's huge. But to show the strategy off at a consistent level, I'm perfectly fine with ignoring him for now. I have enough to tank a single hit from this Gorgon, which is perfect. I will now be getting some corrosion, actually, because corrosion combines nicely with knockback damage, since you the corrosion damage triggers once for your first hit, and then a second time. See, this is it's fine. I'm going to go and grab Indus wall. Oh, I've blocked my way down there. All right. Jeez. So yeah, that's what I mean about this strategy. You'll find yourself blocked off much faster than you might think. So do take care. Although it's strong enough that I found myself winning despite making horrible mistakes. So that's good to know. Don't make them, but this strategy is strong enough that even if you play with my trademark sloppy, full of mistakes style, you'll still end up on top. At the very least, in a regular dungeon like this one. I've come very close to beating not Naga City, but Demonic Library with the Vicious Token with this strategy. I was 300 damage off the Avatar, and if I had a better second god, I'm sure I could have done it. But yeah, do be careful. But it's probably not the end of the world if if something bad happens. Okay, so this will require 2 conversions and entanglement. So I'm going to clear off some walls just in case I find myself walled off. Just in case. Alternatively, maybe Pissorf might do the trick. Let's find out. We'll get an extra stack of corrosion. For extra damage, I'm going to set an extra wall here, and an extra wall here. Although, am I walling myself off from? Yes, I am. Bad. Again, be careful. Don't do these little things that will get you killed. Okay, what I can do is put a wall here. Yeah, that works. Does it? No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Jeez. I'm really bad at this. Yeah, that works. Because then I can go... Okay, alright. Sorry for the little bit of confusion here. I have a tendency to mess up my knockback trajectories a lot, so I'm taking extra time to make sure I do something noteworthy. I will grab this later. I'm at full health and I can tank this enemy, so I'm not going to accidentally waste. I want to make sure I have what it takes for... Okay. So. Now 2 Pissorfs. Excellent. And I can use Entanglement for that wonderful first strike. And we get a level 3 kill at level 1 on the Vicious Token. And that's what this strategy is all about. That feels very nice. Now we have a goat here, and I'm pretty sure we can take it on. I did this knowing I could pass here. That being said, I will want to use Pissorf to move it up here. Don't forget that you can easily convert Legacy, since all the black space is going to be accessible no matter what, thanks to the Titan guitar. Let's put another wall here. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're playing the transmuter, especially if you're not a human, is to remember how much your glyph conversions are going to give you CP wise, and how you're going to reach your thresholds. For instance, I'm at 52 now. If I convert, let me see right now, I will be getting 100 conversion points, so that's up to 80, and then back up to 72, because you basically add 20 to your total to get that, since I'm at 80. So I don't want to trigger a spirit sword before I need it. This guy's got 70. So yeah, and 2 casting of Pissorf are going to get me 6, which is just enough to not trigger the conversion. I don't know if that makes sense, but to reiterate, converting this will get me up to 72 right now, and Right, so 72, so if I cast Piss Off twice, it won't trigger the Spirit Sword, which means that the last strike, which I'm almost certain I won't need, for which I won't need an extra conversion, is going to allow me to save that second Spirit Sword for the next level. Hopefully that made sense. If not, just say so in the comments. I guess I can explain better in writing. Maybe I'll put an annotation. Okay, so let's get this done. Now, another consideration here, I could be casting Piss Off twice so I don't waste my mana before I convert, because when you're a transmuter and you convert stuff and you pass the spirit threshold, it's not like a strength potion. You actually get your full mana tank's worth of base damage boost no matter what. But Piss Off relies on base damage, and our conversion gets us extra base damage. So I'm erring on the side of caution here, and I'm going to only use Piss Off. Oh no converting that. Jeez, only use Piss Off with my slightly boosted base damage. Not sure if it'll make a difference, but it might be worth considering. So we're at 16. Alright, and a single Piss Off is exactly all we need. Which raises the question, is there any target I want to use this last Piss Off charge on before I... Actually, you know what? I'm going to just use Endiswell to build up some physical resistances so I can potentially tank a hit from a stronger enemy later. Okay, so that's a level 4 dead. And we have our Spirit Sword now. That's good. This level 5 Gorgon might just do the trick, although I wonder if there's a level 6 that I could... This level 7 is most likely out of my reach, but this level 5 Gorgon or this level 5 Goat, either one would do the trick. Actually, I can I'm going to set some walls down here to better benefit from Piss Off. Now, my understanding of knockback damage and Piss Off is that knockback damage, you get full value of it regardless of whether it's a wall or an enemy, but Piss Off, the damage is toned down to 50%. So I'm not entirely sure if that's true, so I'd like someone to confirm if they can. But something to keep in mind. Try and favor walls in general, I guess, basically. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're fine here. Oh, we're one corrosion short of making that work. That's fine. Entanglement again. So as you can see, this is a pretty straightforward strategy overall. You find yourself a nice target. You set up some walls around them. Consider your conversion points total. I'm short of tanking this guy, but that's fine. I can. Let's see. Is there a target that I most likely won't be killing? That's a consideration for petrification targets, especially since we have Tiki-Tuki as our second god. We're most likely going to want to keep as much popcorn as we can, so avoid petrifying some low-level monsters when we could munch them for piety later. Balanced Dagger is an excellent find because it's a cheap high conversion rate again. Although for now I'm going to... Oh, Tri-Sword. Excellent for base damage boost, which is great. That being said, we're going to want to get rid of the Titan Guitar soon, but I like to use it to pop a conversion threshold, so... I'm just going to boost my health a bit via piety so I can tank a hit from this guy. Oh, or I can just use end this wall. That works too, actually. Don't forget your options. I was spending this entire time completely forgetting that I could use end this wall to tank hits from stronger monsters. So that's good. Well, it's a good find, I guess, is what I mean. I'll go ahead and convert this ammo wall that I won't be using. Yeah, this is a bit out of my reach, I think. That said, an extra shot of that, and I will be able to use clearance once to get extra mana, so I can use more pistol on this guy, and then convert the Titan guitar. That is going to trigger my conversion thanks to the fact that it's so high, and Piss Orf is going to make it climb higher. All right, so we've got ourselves a nice kill planned out. He is at 53. Yeah, I'm going to take the precaution here and land a few. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now I don't even need to convert something else. Awesome. So what next? This guy is too beefy. Even if I boost myself up my damage, I don't think I'll be able to take him down. Curse isn't really a problem because of how much popcorn I have, but that said, this guy over there might just do the trick. So yeah, right now, if this isn't clear, we've got what is arguably the best setup possible, or one of the best setups possible for this strategy. Oh, actually, I can take on this Gorgon without... oh wait, no, this is my Spirit Sword, never mind. I just wish I had a low health level 8 to kill. I think I'll just have to settle for this guy. Very inefficient exploring right there, don't do that normally. I'm just being lazy. Because we've basically got this down at this point. I'm not worried at all. Get some extra. I really should be exploring in the direction of the boss as well. Garbo is another excellent conversion fodder. I might want to take a second boost of clearance. Not too worried about preserving it because we'll be able to take this guy out mostly with a combination of Quicksilver dodge that we might get for Tiki Tuki. That's my hope for now anyway. Okay. Excellent. Entanglement for the win. Okay, I'm just going to rid myself of a few of these curse stacks. Ah, it doesn't actually matter, I guess. Yep, I'm going to set up these walls here. use Piss Off to position him here. I think I can take him on. It's a bit of a... I'm being a bit cocky here, I think, but I want to try it out. I'm sure that I can pull it off somehow. Might need a clearance, I might need some extra stuff, but it'll pull through, I'm sure. So we will want to convert this. Which one are we converting? I don't foresee needing Burn Their Raz at all, so I'm totally fine with converting it. Obviously, if the boss is goo or something, then you keep it, but I'm fine with converting it at this point. Let's do a bit of knockback. Oh, you know what? Let's stop here. Simply because we're just about to cross over. Yeah, I didn't plan this well, and it's mainly because I just use entanglement, didn't I? Damn it. Mainly because I should have I should have waited to cast Piss Off. What I should have done is gotten my Spirit Sword, filled up my mana, cast Piss Off a bunch of times. That would have been more efficient. Now I am paying for my lack of foresight. But we'll be fine. I promise we will. We have an extra point of piety here that we can use for... Oh, but of course, if I use my Piss Off now, it'll be fine. See, there we go. So yeah, that was obviously quite sloppy. I don't advise using that as an example, obviously. But let's get ourselves some extra... Okay, so let's... I want to start preparing both to take on the boss and to convert into Tiki Tuki. So I'm going to convert these guys here. This guy is going to be a good level up target. So I'm going to... Oh, Bloody Sigil is another excellent item to convert for the ratio of conversion points to cost. And we can knock things into this snake, which is fine. Do I want to keep this one up? I'll petrify this guy instead. Okay, the black space is clear, but it's fine because we've kept both our sub-dungeon and the secret sub-dungeon, secret sub-dungeon up. So... In fact, I'm going to want to convert something right away. Fill up my mana. And then get started. Alright, let's do that. Use some Piss Off for a little bit. It's easy to forget just how incredibly powerful this glyph is when you boost it with base damage. There we go. And now I just need to petrify one extra monster. Who am I not gonna kill here? This goblin, I guess. That's good enough. So, how am I going to do this? Well, first of all, I'm going to... That's actually quite good, quite nice. I'm going to convert to Tiki-Toki off of this. And get some extra piety by killing this goat. Not him, the goat. And we get an extra health booster, that's very nice. I'm also going to cast End this Wall to make sure that we'll be able to tank a hit from the boss. Right. I mean, there's no question, thanks to End this Wall, that we'll be able to tank a hit from this guy. But we're also guaranteed... since we have 33 piety, I'll just grab a shot of Tiki's Edge. Because we'll be using the popcorn we have left over. One amazing thing about this strategy is just how much popcorn it leaves to consume. That's very nice. Actually going to use my black space left over to create a bunch of walls. Since obviously we won't be regen fighting this guy. I'm pretty confident we can get this parched if we get lucky enough on the this is a great sub-dungeon too, lots of black space. In fact, just for triggering the spirit sword. Might not have much left over though. That's fine. Oh, are we really one short? That's annoying. Yeah, we are, aren't we? Oh, no, just enough. That's good. So. Oh, yeah, also, I totally forgot, but this spirit sword is completely wasted because of Whoopaz. Don't forget! In fact, one thing I could have done is grabbed... there's a tri-sword in there somewhere. I think it's covered by that curse plant. So never mind. Grabbing this. I'll smash this. That's what I thought. Tri-sword. Very nice. And now we kill popcorn. And it's very rare that in a vicious token run you get just this much popcorn, but that's one of the great strengths of this strategy, is just how much leftover bonus experience you get. And you know, Tiki's learning lets me benefit off of that even more. I don't have a health potion, that's why it's not letting me. So I'll just grab a set of reflex pots. Where was I? Oh yes, there we go. Thanks, Tiki. Sorry about that. I'm not going to use them now, I don't think, because... And there we go. I didn't even need to convert back to Earthmother. Have a lot of popcorn left over, no black space, but that I've done full I've done double boss dungeons with this strategy. You can see just how much stuff you have left over with the efficient leveling that this lets you do. Very, very strong if you apply it well. As you can see, I tend to make a few silly mistakes, and it's quite easy to do when you get a lot of unexpected plants everywhere and all that. But I hope that was fun to watch. It's definitely a lot of fun to play. It's a bit ridiculous. Let's see if I can get to level 10. I usually get ding max with this. There we go. And we didn't even touch Glenrick. Like, I think you can imagine just how ridiculously strong it would have been if we'd gotten Glenrick as well. But there you go. That's the Interior Decorator strategy, who barges in the dungeon, decides it looks terrible. He's going to make some nice stone sculptures and gardens to liven the place up and kill the boss while he's at it. She's at it in this case. And yeah, I certainly hope you enjoyed that. In fact, for some extra efficiency, shall we call it, let's just get some extra gold because we can. Oh, just barely enough. When you can at the end of the run, grab all the tiki boons you can for the extra gold. That was nice. Oh, and since we're talking about extra gold, okay, this is completely pointless at this point, but this is my kingdom that has 90,000 gold in it, but you know, if we're going to be this absurd about efficiency, yeah, I'm sure that mana potion somewhere is being locked away, but anyway, that was my strategy. I hope that was fun to watch. I strongly encourage you to give it a try. It's surprisingly fun. I find myself enjoying it a lot. It's just it changes the way you play the dungeon so much, and it makes Vicious Token really quite doable so long as you do it, you know, just with a minimum of care so that you don't wall yourself out. But it's actually really forgiving in spite of all the annoying little mistakes you'll make doing it. You can still come off on top. I mean, Dingmax Vicious Token feeling parched. Yeah, I think that speaks for itself. Alright, so that was it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you guys next time where we continue our low and log playthrough.